us a sense of how challenging the last 5-6 weeks have been? All of the captain, lads get called to the lines, injuries to the captain, to the players, and all the pressures from outside. And I'm satisfied with at the end that we gave performance. So it's what you want to do.
Yeah, but like it's like it's like every other season. Like it's a challenging block at the end of the season the way it is because of the sequence of playoff games, and like as in you get through games and you're trying to reserve, like as in keep a bit of juice in the tank and manage guys, and like it's not straightforward, is it? Like so obviously to win 2 trophies you have to play in 7 knockout games, and they're all finals. You know what I mean? So obviously the final is the final, but like it's not like the other ones are any different. Like last 16, which is a final, it's a quarter final, which is a final, semi-final is a final. So there's pressure in all those games, yeah. Like, and it definitely takes a toll, and but how you manage the group, and yeah, like it's not easy the way that is, and yeah, we're still trying to figure out what is the best way to go about it. The players ultimately they got to be able to work hard enough to get through any given week, because every week you've got to treat it as a separate week, unfortunately. And you don't get any bonus points for winning well in some of the knockout games. So obviously we started off the sequence of knockout games by winning a game here very well. Then you turn 6 days later, you win another game well. Then obviously it's not that the wheels fall off, but you lose a very tight game and then you have to deal with the fallout from that. So, but that's just the way it is. That's part of the territory. And yeah, like that's professional sport, isn't it? That's the cutthroat nature of it. It is what it is. We all enjoy the day to day, which is the relationships, which is camaraderie, and it's nice to be able to see that at the end. You touch on Keane Healy out there, whatever made up on which lifting the trophy, like see him rolling around with a load of kids there. I don't know if you see that, and he has all that gold ticker tape stuff around him, whatever that is. Like, and that's there, the memories, really. You know what I mean? So it's the families that are there that give so much of their time, because listen, the players and staff, we're able to. We're in our own little world. Like it's the staff, it's the families that have to deal with most of the brunt of it. You know what I mean? And when you have a lot of majority homegrown talent, their families are from the home where it's not like a normal professional franchise where people quite often are brought in from wherever. You know what I mean? So they probably get it in the neck the most. So if any, who I'm most happy for, it's the family and the friends, the people that will support the players and the staff and everyone associated with the team through thick and thin. You know what I mean? So because they get to enjoy it, and like, at least it wasn't one of those like hold on, like one score game at the end games. So they were able to probably enjoy it a little bit, enjoy the moment. Yeah. So anyway, listen, that's what sport's all about, isn't it? So it's bloody hard to win anything. But yeah, listen, the group have shown great consistency over the season, and that's based off the back of consistent habits day to day. Like, listen, that's the thing we need to keep pushing. Great to see some young players today feature. Obviously Ryan Baird, man of the match, still a very young player. Tom Clarkson, for a tight end, young player. Fintan Gunn coming on towards the end. Listen, young player Sam, 22-year-olds, like being through so much the course of the season. And it's just making sure we keep pushing guys through, you know what I mean? And lads like Jack don't get too complacent and get too comfy. And because that's important.
I had a very comfy career, to be fair. No competition at all. It's been very straightforward for me. That's why I'm still here, 32.
Yeah.
Easy ride.
And yeah, the good lads are delighted there in the dressing room, and like it's just enjoying the occasion now. And like, yeah, I'm talking to some of those guys there at the end. Like, we just watched the trophy lift. You know what I mean? Like, it's like that's what I tried to get across yesterday. Like, it's the 2 best teams in the competition. You know what I mean? We've lost finals by one scores in lots of different ways, whether the death. You know what I mean? It's after extra time. You know what I mean? That's we just got to keep putting ourselves in that position. You know what I mean? And keep pushing the boundaries of what we're able to do. And like, yeah, we get criticism, we lose. Like, you know what I mean? It's so be it. You know what I mean? It's like, it still doesn't take away what we actually love, personally speaking, what I love doing. So the pressure's great. I mean, it's part and parcel of sport, and like it's you know what I mean? Like, it's a great way to feel alive, isn't it? But that's what makes sport. Like, we're so lucky to be involved in the first place. So yeah, keep your views coming out. Take skins.
Leo, any more questions for Jack?
Yes. Jack, can you talk quickly about Thomas Carson? Every junior tight end prop in the country was watching that, screaming and saying that was brilliant. Particularly, can you talk about Hero from Day?
Was there two questions there or one question there? Sorry. Well, anyway, doesn't matter. Yeah, Tommy was brilliant. Firstly, I thought he was fantastic. Obviously, you come up against the Bulls, renowned for their set piece, scrummage, and like that. I think he would great account of himself. I think he's someone who's grown immensely throughout the season. You know, you see the just rewards for everything he's done, getting capped by Ireland and everyone else, and his performance today was fantastic. And then I can't remember what the question was about Lukey, but I think Lukey had a great game. Obviously, we lose Jamo late in the week, and you've got someone to come in who has 220 odd caps for Leinster. And I thought Lukey was absolutely fantastic today to control the game. It's like having another backer out there. He's incredibly physical. So absolutely delighted for him. Myself and Lukey started this journey together at Leinster under 16s in Turner a long time ago, longer ago than I'd like to admit. And you know, we've been very close for a long time. So I'm absolutely delighted for him. He performed unbelievably well, and then Gunnar came on and took his try really well. So delighted for the two boys. Obviously tough to lose Jamo, but it shows the strength of Leinster that there's two lads come in to be ready to perform the way they did. So testament to them for their mentality and getting across their bits to be able to do that today. So delighted for Tommy and for Lukey and for Gunnar.
Jack, I know what say that as a backer where you enjoyed that last 10 minutes of the first half, but how much I think of a mental boost it was to Leinster, and I would say the opposite, the Bulls to keep them away and keep them nil at half time, and how much of the game could change if you had?
Yeah, it was huge. It was incredibly tough. I don't delighted is the word. I was absolutely wrecked when I was running in at half time. But look, the lads were unbelievably physical. You see people shooting out the line, whacking people, and just, you know, we spoke about wanting to make every tackle with a bit of intent, every set piece to lay down a mark, and I thought the lads did that in spades. And it's huge because, you know, it's a different game. What was the score? 20. I can't remember what it was anyway. But if they'd gotten in there, it's probably a different game. And then, you know, you come out in the second half and you're under a little bit of pressure and stuff. So the lads are brilliant. But you got to love that. You got to love those physical moments. You get the lift that it gives you. It says so much about where we are mentally. You know, I think, you know, they come out with a lot of stuff during the media during the week about it's Ireland versus the Bulls. So we were said, right, let's not disappoint them. Let's be at our best. Let's give them Irish rugby. And I thought we did that. And I don't know if I had too many collisions there, but I was absolutely loving it, seeing the lads whack people and you know, force them back. So, and then you're looking like, what are they going to do now? Because we're stopping their advances. So, yeah, look, you gotta want to roll your sleeves up and go to work. And they're obviously carrying low, so you got to get underneath them. And I thought the lads did that, and it was brilliant. It was a huge lift, and then nice to get 15 minutes at half time compared to 12, so you could properly recuperate now, because I think lads were fairly shagged after that.
Jack, I don't know how many of the previous 8 Leinster titles you've seen a bit of part of it in this competition, but now that you've done it, you've won it, is this the best of the 9? We no disrespect to the previous 8 because of the last 3 semi-final defeats and the difficulty to win it. And also, it can't be away from what the organisation shows.
Yeah, well, look, I think it's great to get back to winning ways and to win at home and iconic stadium, and doesn't mean more than all the other ones. Look, we just take it day by day, and
we're tough to win.
Yeah, it is. It's because it's an unbelievably long year, and you got to go to South Africa when we've just finished up the Six Nations, so it's tough. And credit to those lads, because I don't think we're here today if it wasn't for the performances. And I know we lost against the Bulls over there, but if it wasn't for the performances against the Bulls, and the lads backed it up hugely the next week against the Sharks, and I know a lot of those lads weren't playing today, but we wouldn't be here today if it wasn't for them and what they did over there. So it's incredibly special. Like we spoke a lot the last few weeks about so many lads here who've never won anything for Leinster. They've won a load of stuff for Ireland. They've won Grand Slams, Triple Crowns, all these different things, but they've never won anything for Leinster. So we wanted to make it a special day for them, for the lads that are leaving. And more than that, we just wanted to perform. You know, whether we won by 1 point or we won by, whatever the scoreline was at the end. Like, we just wanted to perform, and we did that. And I think that's the most pleasing thing, because we've been building nicely the last few weeks, and to go out and properly put on a performance today is incredibly special.
Last question as we have players coming
Leo,
in.
yeah, about Tom Clarkson as well. Like you had Rabbit there, could have played a much more experience, but like what did you see in Tom over the last course of the season that you gave confidence that number one he was going to be able to deliver his front time, but his work in the loose was also outstanding.
Yeah, like he's finished the season incredibly well, Tom. Yeah, and Rabbit's been very helpful with Tom as well with DC. So, and Rabbit, listen, he's been fantastic in terms of his imparting knowledge, particularly his area of expertise, le melee. So listen, he's been great, Rabbit, but TC, he's sort of taken it by the scruff of the neck. It's tail end of the season, and delight for him. Big Joe behind him as well. Again, still a relatively young player as well. So, hopefully those two will be around Leinster for a long time to come. Yeah.